Jeff. Thanks for coming in today. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing okay, still feeling a little depressed.
I see. And so, on a scale from 1 to 10, how depressed would you say you're feeling?
I would say about a 7.
Okay, well, so I guess we can say that that's still fairly high than you would like to be, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's take a look at why you may be still feeling so depressed. So, for today's session, what are some of the things that you would like to talk about?
I guess we can talk about why I'm still having difficulties with my wife and arguing, and I don't feel accomplished.
Okay, so I'll put that on the agenda for today. Okay,
Sure.
and how did your past week go?
Well, I'm still having arguments with my wife about finances. She wants to buy expensive things and appliances for her home, and she makes me feel like I can never get anything done.
I see, Jeff. And now, was there anything positive that happened during the past week?
Yeah, I was able to apply for a couple of jobs I liked. We also got a babysitter, so that was good. I was able to go out to dinner with my wife, and we actually had a good time.
Well, that's great, Jeff. I'm glad you were able to experience those positive things.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Okay, good. So now, next, maybe we can talk about the homework. Were you able to use the coping cards, the one that we use to remind you about the cognitive model and how your thoughts can affect your moods and behaviors?
Honestly, I actually did use it a couple of times, and it did help at the moment. But I almost always forget to take the cards.
Okay, Jeff. So maybe we can work on that a little more and see why that isn't working for you and what else we can do.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay. So how about maybe we can talk about how upset you've been with your wife.
Yeah.
Okay. And how are you feeling emotionally?
Angry and sad, I would say.
Okay. And what was going through your mind when you were feeling that way?
I guess like if I don't get a better job, I'll never be happy, and then my wife will end up leaving me.
Okay. And how much would you say you believe this thought from, let's say, from 1 to 100?
I would say like 60 to 75%.
Okay. And how sad would you say you feel?
Like 90%.
Okay, I see. And now, do you remember last week we talked about the automatic thoughts and that sometimes these thoughts can be true, sometimes they can't be true, and sometimes they can have just a little grain of truth to them. So can we kind of look at these thoughts and see how accurate they might be?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, Jeff. So now, let's say, what is the evidence that supports that you'll never get another job and that Julia will leave you?
Well, sometimes she gets worried that I won't find another good job, and she gets upset when I get angry with her.
Okay. And now, is there any evidence on the other side that suggests that she does care about you and will not leave you?
Yeah, I mean, we've been married for a long time. We have a daughter together. We do try to still spend time with each other, which we both enjoy. And she is usually supportive and there for me when she can be.
Okay, I see. Okay, Jeff. So, on one hand, Julia argues with you and gets upset with you when you're angry, but on the other hand, you also enjoy each other's company very much, and she's supportive and has been there for you.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, all right. So, good. Now, after considering that, now how much would you believe this thought that Julia doesn't care about you and will leave you after looking at that?
Not much, maybe 30% or so.
Well, good. Well, that sounds like then this exercise was helpful. That it made you look at that thought that you're having. So, would you say did that help you and maybe in evaluating your thinking a little better?
Yeah, I actually think it did. I do feel a little better about it.
Okay, good. So throughout the week, do you think you would be able to use these questions to evaluate your thinking when you're feeling sad or distressed?
I can certainly try.
Okay, great, Jeff. So now I actually would like to show you a worksheet that you can use that would help you between sessions at home. And it's something that we call a thought record. And it's an organized way of writing down what we have just been doing right now and evaluating your thinking. Okay?
Sure. Okay.
So can we look at this together?
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is the worksheet, and so now when you notice that your mood is getting worse, you would just ask yourself, what is going through my mind right now? And as soon as you can, you would write it down in this column where it says the automatic thoughts.
Okay.
And you would just write down a mental image or a thought that you're having.
Okay.
Okay, and now let's look at some of the other columns. And so now in the first column, you would put down like what situation or event led you to have that thought, like that thought that you're having that Julia would leave you. So you would put that down in this column, and you can also put the date and time as well. Okay.
Okay.
And now in the second column, you would put down what emotions you were feeling at that time, and you would rate it for how intense it was from 0 to 100.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So do you think you would be able to do that, Jeff?
I mean, it seems fairly simple.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you feel that way. So. Okay, for homework this week, I would like you to use the thought record to fill in at least the first 3 columns, okay? And you can use this thought record whenever you are feeling a strong mood or reaction, okay? When you're feeling distressed or down, okay?
Yeah, that sounds okay.
And if you're able to complete those columns, then we can take a look at it next time and discuss the last 2 columns as well. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a try.
Okay, great, Jeff. All right, so now just to summarize, we discussed that you're having arguments with your wife, and that and the thoughts and emotions you're having as a result of that, and we tested those thoughts and looked at the evidence, right?
Yeah.
And for homework this week, you're going to look at the thought record and use it anytime you're feeling sad or depressed or down, right?
Yes.
Does that sound okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Good, Jeff. So, could you tell me a little bit about your understanding of the thought record, and maybe give me any feedback about what we did today?
Sure. I learned I can use questions to evaluate my automatic thoughts, and that I can use a thought record to keep track of it and how I feel. I'm glad I learned about this stuff because I would never have thought about things in that perspective.
Well, I'm glad you were able to see that, and then the more that we work on evaluating and responding to your thoughts, the more you'll be able to do that on your own. Okay.
Okay, I think that would be really good.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you came in today, Jeff, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, Miss Sabina. You have a nice weekend.
You too.